show. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Quinny. If you're a returning family member, what's up, y'all? We back in that thing. So by the time of this video, you guys, I'm going to give you a list of places you can work as a CNA. So if you're a new grad CNA, if you're a seasoned CNA, I definitely have some places for you that you can look into that you may want to work at. I know that the typical CNA, we always have to work in nursing homes, and you guys, that's not the case anymore. So I want to give you guys a list of places that I personally worked in them before, or I have thought about going to these places while I've been a CNA for so long. So if you haven't already, make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe, and let's get into this video. Let's get into it. So the first place I put down was a hospital. You can work as a CNA in a hospital setting. I worked on acute care. That's exactly where I worked, which is pretty much you get anything from surgery patients to dealing with your everyday patients that you get. So it's different, but you do learn a lot. I mean, you get to do vitals, you get to do blood sugars, you get to really get in there. Besides just get your patient up and dressed, they do get to go home. So that's another perk of working at a hospital, as well as you get to learn the overall of how the hospital is ran, which I really like. I think if I did go back to a staffing type of facility, I would go to a hospital. I think now they're calling us patient care techs, and I think there's a little bit more training for that. I may be wrong, but I know that as a CNA, I did 12-hour shifts. I worked 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and I liked it because I either worked 4 days one week or 3 days the next, and you had every other weekend off. So if I did have to go back to staffing CNA right now, I would definitely look into going back to a hospital. Like I said, the opportunities are endless with that. You can work as a CNA, you could be trained to be a clerk, which is like your once the patients come on the floor, you take all their demographic information, you get their bed set up, like not set up, but you know, you get the information to find the room and stuff like that, which is nice. It's definitely a learning experience. If you want to get into the nursing field later on, definitely going to a hospital as a CNA is like probably the best way to be able to just transfer right into that nursing role once you are a nurse. If you decide to do a nurse, if you're just ending it with a CNA, that's fine too. So definitely hospitals are a good place to start. The next place you can work as a CNA is a nursing home. We all know the general nursing home facilities that you can work at, but the nursing homes are really nice because you can learn a lot from working in a nursing home. Like working in a nursing home, you know that these residents are here, that's their home, they're here every day, you're with them 24/7. If you don't really like a change, you like a routine a little bit more, especially if you're a new CNA, I would definitely work into a nursing home. If you like a little bit more fast paced and you like to you're quick on your feet, you don't really want to, because working in a hospital compared to a nursing home, you don't really build those bonds like you do as working in a nursing home. See, a nursing home, you know, you get to know your residents, you get to really get to know the family, you get to know your coworkers a lot more. I mean, the hospital you do too because your schedules, but you don't build a bond like you would if you worked at a nursing home. So definitely keep that in mind if you're wanting just to get your feet wet to see if this is something you want to do. And if you want to start really get deep dive into CNA work, try a nursing home. You'll definitely figure out if you want to continue on with this career or not, or decide to do something else. You can also work, the next place you can work is a jail or prisons. First time I ever heard that you can actually work at a jail or a prison as a CNA, which is nice. I mean, I feel like if I was able to go in there as a CNA instead of a correction officer, I think I would have been a lot happier than I am when I worked as a correction officer. I'm pretty sure you do the day-to-day stuff, like far as, you know, assisting the nurse when they need help, or if you're dealing with the older population with people that are facing more long-term sentences, you probably help them with toileting or something like that, they're wheelchair bound or something like that. I don't know exactly the gist of what your job descriptions would be if you worked at a prison or a jail, but you could definitely work there as a CNA if they have openings. This is one way to get your foot in the door to see if you want to move up or work as a correction officer or work as a CNA. I mean, so that's definitely an opportunity for you there. Next place you can work is schools. You can work at schools as with the nurse and help them with the kids or whatever they would have you doing. I found that kind of nice that you're able to branch out and work at schools because you get a little bit more exposure working with the general public, and especially working with children. If you're thinking about working in pediatrics or something like that, this will be a good thing for you to have to start out with. Like I said, I don't know what the credentials would be far as experience wise, but you can look into working for a school. You can work as a CNA as assistant living. Now, assisted living is just like a nursing home, except for the assisted living, the patients are more like you're supervising them. They mostly do everything on their own. They may help, they may need help with like one assist. So instead of your typical nursing home with two assists and Hoyers and stuff like that, assisted living, they're more independent. They come and go as they please. Some of these assisted living places, they do have their own apartments, and sometimes they have like an actual facility. I did work at an assisted living place when I worked in Iowa, which I liked. I worked third shift, so I mostly did like laundry, and you know, when people want to get up during the night to go to the bathroom and stuff like that, I helped with that. But it was really laid back. I mean, if you want a little bit more laid back and you're not on your feet as much, because you're still gonna move around regardless of where you go as a CNA, but I feel like I liked it, the night shift CNA position at assisted living. The residents there are like, they're really independent, so you're really not doing too much. You may cook if you have to make meals for them or something like that, do laundry, like it was basic stuff, which I liked. The residents can really do for themselves most of the time, which was really nice. The environment was really, really nice. So I would definitely look into assisted living. You also can work at home health care. So you can work at a home health care facility, is where it's like private duty, where you can go, you work for a facility and they have clients that they roster, and you can go out to their houses and work in their own houses that they actually live in. You could do overnight shift, you could do first shift, you could do second shift. You know, they need around 24-hour nurse care, but they just don't want to go into a facility, or their family has set them up to, you know, still live at their own house. They just need help with like meal prepping, or going to the bathroom, or changing, or getting themselves to their doctor's appointments and stuff like that. So home health care is another good one that I do like. You're pretty much your own boss. You would pretty much, you know, clock in at the resident's house, at the client's house, and then you would just do what they have listed for that day. If that was meal prepping for them, making their breakfast, getting them up out of bed, taking them to a doctor's appointment, taking them back home. But they would have 24-hour nurse care. You would definitely have a nurse still there, not with you while you're working, but they would come in throughout the day to be able to assist that resident with their needing. And then the CNA would do all the toileting, taking them to the doctors and stuff like that. I did do that for a little while, which I did like. You have your own schedule some places, or you can have a set schedule. You work with specific clients too, so you'll have like those clients you see on a day-to-day basis. The next place you can work as well is adult daycare. I have not personally worked in adult daycare, but it's kind of nice. It's like a day program. You pretty much would do the same, toileting, feed them, help with feeding, stuff like that. But like I said, it would be a good thing to look into. It's just more exposure. You're able to work with more of the general public. We also can work in private care. So there's a lot of places, or a lot of people that post ads on like Indeed or ZipRecruiter, or, well, I really synced it on Indeed, where they're looking for caregivers and what they're needing, how much they're needing to care for, and with pay rate, and then you would be able to decide if that's something you would like to do. So definitely private care is another one, and you guys know my all-time favorite. The next one I like is the travel CNA. I love being a travel CNA, the freedom, everything. You guys know my other video I have talk about the pros and the cons of working as a travel CNA, so we're not going to get into detail about that, but you can definitely work as a travel CNA if you're wanting a little bit more, being able to balance and stop being stable at one place. So you guys know my video, the pros and cons one, so check that out if you haven't already. But definitely travel CNA is another good one. You can also, and I learned this working in Arizona, is that you could also work as a substance abuse center. So like mostly your detox centers and stuff like that. I never knew that you can do that, which is kind of nice. That's another way that I would look into going if I was continuing on with my CNA and not looking into moving up as a nurse. But I would definitely look into detox centers. That's a different environment. You'll probably learn a lot, especially dealing with people with addiction. And I think you can work in like facilities or the day programs and stuff like that, where they come and go, like the treatment centers, or it's like a 24-hour care facility as well. Same thing probably with, you probably not have to worry about so much of toileting and stuff like that, but just really just helping them whatever they're needing. So that's another thing you can look at for that. Another place that you can work is a behavioral hospital. They do take CNAs there as well. Like I said, I've never worked at this one, but I did hear about this in Arizona. I don't know if they would have it in other states. I don't see why not. But I'm pretty sure it's like a treatment program. You can go in there and help and assist. It's probably 24-hour care as well, or it can be come as you go type of facility. So that's another thing to look at. Work as a CNA in a group home, not just for a mental disability type facility, but you can also work as an adult group home as well, if they're needing those type of services that CNAs do. So that's another thing. And then last but not least, place that you can work at is the VA. I did learn about working at the VA, which is the veteran hospital out here. Well, I call it veteran hospital, but working with veterans, working in living in Arizona, which is nice. They're always hiring for them, but I might in the future because they do have a lot of benefits, a lot of good things that you can retrain from working in the veterans hospital or a veterans facility, which I think that'd be kind of nice just to get the exposure of the learning experiences. All the places that I have worked, I have took those as learning experiences for me to be able to put up on my resume, so show that I'm really versatile and working at different facilities that I want to do. I'm here to help. If you need help, make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video.